All right, so we're going to take a look at the review. So for this first problem, we're going to use our interior angle sum. So this is going to be the formula. I would highly suggest to write down this formula on one of your note cards. So let's count the sides. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. N is your 7. You throw your sum back in here. So your sum is equal to 7 minus 2 times 180. And then 7 minus 2 gives me a 5. So my sum is going to give me 900, and that's going to be my final answer. I think the most difficult part is knowing what formula to use and knowing what your n is. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. So it's asking for one interior angle. So it's just one of these angles, not all of them combined, just one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my n is 9. And then it's going to be 9 minus 2 times 180 divided by n. Okay, so 9 minus 2 is, I already know my n, divided by 9. 9 minus 2 is 7 times 180 over 9. So you can do PEMDAS. So you're going to multiply before you divide. And it's going to be 7 times 180. It's going to give us 1,260. Divide that by 9, and that's going to give us 140. Actually, these are all degrees, and that is your answer. Okay, one exterior angle. So remember, exterior angle looks something like this. So if I continued every one of these lines, okay, you're looking for 1. So it'd be like 1 like right here. It wants to know how many degrees. So remember, all exterior angles add up to 360 degrees. So you just need to divide it by your n. So let me go back. So no matter what, all these little like ones on the side are going to add to 360. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 sides. So we're going to do 360 divided by 11. And you would put that into your calculator, and I'll double check, and that gives me 32.7. And that would be your answer. Okay, so for the parallelograms, it's asking us to find the measure of angle y. So we can take a look at our parallelogram properties. So if you take a look at, I don't know how well you can see my pointer, but this one right here, so the 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth one on the left, it says angles. It says if a quadrilateral is a parallelogram, it has consecutive angles, which are supplementary. So you can see right here it says SUPP, like a supper. And so it means the two that are next to each other, not the opposites, but two next to each other, add up to 180. That's going to be important for this problem. So that means that this angle and this whole angle add up to 180. Before we can even figure out what y is, we have to figure out the value of x. So it's going to be 14x minus 3 plus 5x minus 5 plus 55 equals 180. So I want to combine my similar terms. I'm going to combine the x's together. So 4x plus 5x gives me 19x. I have a -3, a -5, and a 55. So -3 plus -5 plus 55 is going to give me 47. Okay, I'm going to subtract 47 from both sides because I want to get my something x equals a number. So that's going to cancel out. So I get 19x equals to 180 minus 47, which gives me 133. And then I could divide both sides by 19. And then 133 divided by 19 gives me 7. So divide by 19, divide by 19, x is equal to 7. That's not our answer though. It's asking to find angle y. So we got to put this x back into this angle y right here. Okay. So angle Y is equal to 14 times 7 minus 3. 14 times 7 is 98 minus 3. So 98 minus 3 gives me 95. So angle Y is equal to 95 degrees. Okay, so for this one, I would suggest maybe writing down some of these, or even just if the pictures help, if you could just know that this and this add up to 180. That's the most important thing for this problem. I would do the best you can to try to get all your properties, kind of like at least this is the images. Okay, so right over here, same thing. You want to get as much information about these properties as possible. So if I look at this right here, I could see that the diagonals go across and they bisect each other. Remember, bisect means cut exactly in two. So on each side of the diagonal, they're going to be equal to each other. So if you take a look at this, it's going to be like this is equal to this. This is equal to this, okay? So it says UE, so this one right here, is x plus 15, and this EW, is 2x plus 7. So I know they're equal because they're both on the same diagonal. So x plus 15 equals 2x plus 7, okay? Solve for x, so subtract x from both sides. 15 is equal to x plus 7. Subtract 7 from both sides. That cancels. So 8 is equal to x, okay? So now you need UW. So UW is this whole enchilada, the whole kahuni. Okay, so let's go ahead and add those up. So it's going to be UE plus EW. Ew. We're going to get the whole kabang from it. Okay. So UW is going to equal to x plus 15 plus 2x plus 7. UW is equal to, now you can replace your x's with 8. So it's 8 plus 15 plus 2x, 2 times 8 plus 7. 8 plus 15 plus 2 times 8 is 16 plus 7 is going to give me 46. Okay, and then that would be your final answer. So remember, take a look at the properties. Honestly, I would probably just do the drawings as long as you understand the drawings, and just maybe write a little note about it on your note cards, especially parallelograms, because the parallelograms apply, all those will apply to the squares, rhombuses, rectangles, all that. Okay, so same thing for these. You want to figure out if it's a parallelogram. So you can see that this is looking at the sides. Okay, so you don't know anything about the angles. All you know is the sides. So it's important not just to look at the image and see if it looks like a parallelogram. You want to double check. So if you see right here on the second one, the opposite sides are congruent. So the opposite side for this one would be over here. So essentially, this should have two lines. And then if this just had one, this would have one over here, but it's not. The opposite sides are not congruent, so it's not a parallelogram. Okay, let's take a look at this one. We have sides and we have angles. Okay, so let's take a look at both. I'm going to erase my check marks. Okay, so this across from this, okay, that's congruent. This across from this, okay, that's congruent. So automatically I know it's a rhombus, just on the four sides being across from each other. And then these are opposite angles. Those are congruent. And then these are opposite angles. Those are congruent as well. So we have two pairs of opposite sides and two pairs of congruent angles. So I do know this is, yes, it is a parallelogram. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this one. So this one is going to be this formula right here. So your median is going to equal to 1/2 times your top base plus your bottom base. So I'm going to write that over here. So median, and I would definitely put this in your note cards, is equal to 1/2 times your top base plus your bottom base. Okay? So for this one, your median is this middle one, right? Think median, middle. So it's going to be 2x plus 4 equals 1/2 times top base, that's negative 27 plus 5x, plus your bottom base, which is x, plus 15, okay? Combine your similar terms. X's with x's, constants with constants. For the ones with x's, all you have to do is add the coefficients. The coefficients is the number in front of the x. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this. So negative 27 plus 15 is going to give me negative 12. And then 5x plus x, there's imaginary 1 right here. So we can say 5x plus 1x is 6x. So you just add the numbers in the front. You add the coefficients, okay? And then now I want to get rid of this half. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. The 2 cancels out the half. And now I'm going to distribute the 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Ooh, hello. 2 times 2 is 4, so we have 4x. 2 times 4 is 8, so plus 8 equals negative 12 plus 6x, okay? I'm going to go ahead and add 12 to both sides. And then I'm going to get 4x plus 20 equals 6x. I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. So 20 is equal to 2x. And then divide both sides by 2, so 10 is equal to x. Is that our answer? No. It wants the length of the median. So the length of the median is equal to 2x plus 4. Okay, so it's going to be 2 times 10 plus 4. 2 times 10 is 20 plus 4. 20 plus 4 gives me 24. That is your answer. 24 is your final answer, okay? Okay, so for this one, same thing. Take a look at the properties of the parallelogram. So this one's going to need to know that opposite sides are congruent. It's also going to need to know that the opposite angles are congruent. So this side is congruent to this side. They're opposite sides. So 3x plus 4 equals 16. Okay, x is equal to 4. So I subtracted 4 from both sides, divided both sides by 3, got x is equal to 4. So same with the angles we just talked about. The opposite angles are congruent. So y minus 60 is equal to 56 degrees. Okay, add 60 to both sides. And y is going to be 116. Okay, that's your final answer. And then for this one, we'll do the sides first. So this one, same thing, opposite sides are congruent. So 25 is equal to 8g minus 3. Add 3 to both sides. I get 28 is equal to 8g. This you're going to have to put in your calculator. And you're going to get g is 3.5. You're going to divide both sides by 8. 28 divided by 8 is 3.5. Okay? And then for f, you're going to need to know that, oh, wrong one. For the properties, it's going to be this fourth image where it says sup, like we talked about earlier. 2 angles kind of next to each other are supplementary. So that means that they're going to add up together to equal 180. Okay, so 72 plus f plus 30 equals 180. So I can combine similar terms. So 102 plus f equals 180. Subtract 1 and 2 from both sides. F is equal to 78. And that's your final answer for number 2. Okay, taking a look at number 5, it's saying that the rectangle intersects at T and wants the different measurements. So for number 5, we can see that QPR is QPR. So it's this one right here. I know that this angle right here is a right angle. So I know that this part is 62, and then we have to add our QPR to add up to 90. So it's going to be 62 degrees plus 90 degrees plus QPR equals 90 degrees, okay? And then I can subtract 62 from both sides. QPR is going to equal to 90 minus 62, which gives us 28. Okay, that's our answer for this one, 28 degrees. Ooh, not 280, 28 degrees. Okay, PTQ. So once this one right here, okay, we already know that this one is 28. We just solved for that, okay? So I know that this is going to be like the reflection across because of the diagonals. So this is going to be 28 over here as well. So I know that this angle here, and this angle here, all of these for this triangle right there adds up to 180. So it's going to be 28 plus this angle PTQ equals 180. That's something we learned from the previous unit. So it's nothing that we haven't seen before. So 28 times 2 gives me 56. So 56 plus PTQ gives me 180. Subtract 56 from both sides. So 180 minus 56 is going to be 124. So PTQ is equal to 124. Okay. For ST, let me go ahead and erase these parts. It says that QS, so this whole thing right here, is equal to 18. Okay, let's take a look at our rules for diagonals. We can take a look at this. So if you take a look at a rectangle, you can see that all of the diagonals are congruent, and you can see diagonals bisect each other. So you can see all these diagonals on the inside of this rectangle right here, all 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of it are congruent. So I know that the two sides opposite are congruent. So this is equal to this. So I know that it's perfectly bisected in half. So for ST, all I have to do is going to be 18 divided by 2, and that's going to give me 9. I know that all of these are congruent, so I know if this is 9, this is 9, this is 9, that means this is 9. So if I'm looking for PR, which is this one right here, that's going to be 9 plus 9, which is 18. Okay. This one's asking us to solve for x and y. You can see it's a square. The reason why we know it's a square is 4 congruent sides and 4 right angles. So I know this is equal to this, equal to this, equal to this. So I know that this is equal to this. So 2y plus 4 is going to equal 5y plus 1. So subtract 2y on both sides. Okay. And then I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. And then divide both sides by 3, I get y is equal to 1. Okay, now for the x, I'm going to equal these two together. So it's going to be 5x minus 4 equals 3x. So I'm going to get the 4 on the right side. So 5x equals to 3x plus 4. Subtract 3x. That cancels. I get 2x is equal to 4. Divide both sides by 2, I get x is equal to 2. And that's your answer right there. This one is going to be a rhombus. All 4 segments are going to be equal to each other. And then, so I know that at least for the y's, it's pretty simple. So you're going to equal them, same as before. So 6y minus 5 equals 3y plus 7. Okay, subtract 3y from both sides. Okay, so I divided both sides. I got 3y equals 12. I divided both sides by 3. I got y is equal to 4. Okay, and then for this corner right here, this is next to this. So even though I don't know anything about angles next to each other, I do know that a rhombus is a parallelogram. You can see the first thing right here, it is a parallelogram. So we can use the rules of parallelograms. Right here, if we see sup, S-U-P-P, you know that these two angles right here are going to be supplementary. So it's going to be 127. Remember, supplementary means adds up to 180. Plus 2x minus 1 equals 180. So I could combine the constants. 126 minus 1 is, 127 minus 1 is 126 equals 2x Being tired, guys. Plus 2x equals 180. So I'm going to subtract 126 from both sides. So 180 minus 126. My calculator gives me 54. So it's going to be 2x is equal to 54. Divide both sides by 2. And I get x is equal to 27. Okay? So those are your answers, and that is everything for this review.